Welcome to the IGC GATE Podcast. I'm Zayd Haji, author, research student, management consultant, and counselor. And today I want to have a real conversation with you. No filters, no buzzwords, just the unvarnished truth about life as a student and the brutal realities waiting after college that no one talks about. You and I, we're trapped in a system that promises success but too often delivers compliance, where long hours and endless grind leave us feeling like cogs in a machine. And if you think school is tough, wait until the corporate jungle where privilege and connections often overshadow talent and hard work. In this episode, we'll dive deep into why networking and soft skills at an early age aren't just add-ons, they are survival tools. Because the future belongs to those who connect, influence, and lead, not just those who follow. Let's challenge assumptions, unpack uncomfortable realities, and most importantly, figure out how you and I can break the cycle together. Let's get started. Let's dive in. I'm not here to placate or sugarcoat. I want to talk to you the way I wish someone had talked to me. No filters, no buzzwords, just ground reality and uncomfortable truths. Because if you and I are truly honest, we'll admit the world isn't playing fair. And if you think things at school are tough, the real world doesn't even bother to pretend it's a meritocracy. Let's name it. Most of us are living in an unspoken system designed to churn out obedient workers, not free thinkers. Students crushed by 40-hour school weeks and then, like some assembly line, shipped straight into corporate life, 8 to 10 hours at a desk, taking orders from bosses who got their spot because of someone's last name, not their own grit. Commute by crowded train, eyes glazed in exhaustion, get home, eat, sleep, and repeat. Where is the purpose, the passion, the humanity in this grind? The manufacturing of modern slaves. It sounds extreme to call it manufacturing slaves, but when you zoom out, does it actually feel exaggerated? Think of your daily routine. Wake up, scroll the phone, grind through classes or productive activities, then collapse back into a digital world, numbing distractions, not meaningful experiences. We're not building lives, we're running on autopilot, and most of us don't even know what we're missing. That's why this conversation about soft skills and networking matters so desperately. Why networking early matters, the unseen game. You want the uncomfortable truth. The hidden job market, the one where the best roles and the best opportunities are shared quietly over coffee and WhatsApp never posted online, thrives on networking. Privilege and connections run the show. Nepotism is real, and corporate ladders are often guarded by people whose main qualification is the surname they inherited. You and I both know this. Maybe you felt it. A classmate gets an internship at their uncle's firm while you send 18 unanswered applications. Or later, you outshine your co-workers, but someone less capable gets promoted for being boss's pet. Sometimes the people who end up leading teams didn't fight their way up, they were lifted. You wonder, do skills even matter, or is the whole thing rigged? The psychology of control, how school trains us. Look back at school. Most of us were taught to obey, not challenge. Follow the routine, don't ask too many questions. Mistakes are punished, initiative is quietly discouraged unless it fits the mold. The system doesn't teach negotiation, resilience, or adaptability, just hustle and compliance. We become trained to wait for orders, to compete for gold stars, not to connect, collaborate, and lead. Now fast forward to office life. Suppose you imagine you'll finally be free. Let's burst the bubble. The system isn't designed for your freedom. It's optimized for productivity. Freshers get the tasks no one else wants, not because of lack of skill, but because power is a currency traded far above your pay grade. You realize quickly, this is not a community but a hierarchy. Ground reality, office life after school. So what really happens after school when you step into your first job? Suddenly, it's not about your learning, it's about the company's growth. Your dreams are important only if they serve the organization. Your time, once yours, is now contractually owned. Office politics replace playground fights, but they're more subtle and more dangerous. People form alliances, whisper behind backs, protect their tribe. Nepotism doesn't just mean favoritism. It means real, deserving talent gets buried. If you've ever been bossed around by someone clueless, you know what I mean. If you keep your head down and remain just a cog, you fall behind, even if you work harder than everyone else. This is the power structure you are stepping into. Some will use it to their advantage, others will be run over by it. But knowing how to navigate it is not about being political. It's about building relationships and rising above the grind. The true purpose of networking and soft skills. This is where soft skills and networking come in, not as accessories, but as weapons. The system discourages independent networking and deep connection because that's how real influence is built. When you own your network, you own your future. When you master soft skills, negotiation, persuasion, influence, leadership, you're no longer dependent on someone else's approval. Dale Carnegie said it best. Influence isn't about manipulating people. It's about genuinely connecting with them, understanding what matters to them, and helping them win too. That's how you win friends, and it's how you change the game. Ferrazzi in Never Eat Alone makes it painfully clear. Those who wait to start networking until the game is underway are already too late. The doors are opening for students who aren't afraid to reach out, offer help, ask questions, and challenge the status quo early and often. Brainstorming the real challenges. Let's brainstorm what's really stopping us from building these skills. Phones and screens aren't the enemy, but passive scrolling is. The real enemy is distraction and digital addiction. Students are exhausted, overwhelmed, no space for optional activities, no energy after mandatory grind. Society tells us, do your time, keep your head down, and you'll be rewarded. But look around, how many people actually win playing by those rules? The fear of rejection or not fitting in makes most people hide in the crowd instead of reaching out. And who wants to network with psycho bosses who act like prison wardens instead of mentors? The culture is toxic by design, and the networks that do form at work often come with strings attached. Flip the script, solutions no one tells you. Let's get practical. How do you fight the system, not just survive it? Here's what I see working for rebels and realists alike. 1. Build network before you need it. Don't wait for placement drives. Start now. Get curious about people, not just opportunities. Find allies, mentors, and even friendly competitors in and out of your circle. Teachers, alumni, seniors, club leaders. Each genuine connection is a potential bridge out of the assembly line. 2. Treat every interaction as practice. Real networks are built in the messiness of daily life, group projects, volunteering, sports, hobby clubs. Practicing Carnegie's art of conversation, showing real interest, and helping others trains you for bigger rooms. Each awkward encounter or rejection is a rehearsal for something greater. 3. Use soft skills to subvert the system. When you master the art of crucial conversations, thank you, Carrie Patterson, you can speak truth to power. Address issues with courage, negotiate for what's fair, and build alliances where others see obstacles. Cultivate emotional intelligence, learn when to listen, when to assert, and when to step back. 4. Play the long game, purpose above survival. Remember Adam Grant's message. Generous collaborators ultimately outlast lone wolves. Give freely, connect people, and build a brand not as the hardest worker, but as the person everyone wants to work with. That's how you shatter nepotistic favorites and rewrite the hierarchy. 5. Don't just adapt, challenge the mold. The growth mindset is about more than positive thinking. It's about saying, if you don't like the game, change the game. Learn relentlessly, pivot quickly, and never settle for the comfort of victimhood. Carol Dweck nailed this with her research. 6. Protect your sanity. Don't become what you hate. Guard your soul. Don't let burnout, toxic bosses, or endless grind turn you into another cynical office zombie. Plug into your deepest passions and keep a foot outside the system. Teach, mentor, volunteer, create so you don't become another brick in the wall. Real life stories prove provocation. Let's talk stories. You think it's all theory? Think of the students who volunteered locally and ended up with government internships because they made a real impression. Meet the quiet introvert who started a chess club, suddenly networking with everyone from grandmasters to business leaders. The rebel who called out his company's bias in project assignments risked being unpopular, but grew a legendary reputation for fairness and courage. That's not luck, that's skill and guts. The challenge to every listener. Are you going to be a cog in the machine, waiting for permission? Or are you going to claim your agency, start building the life, not just the resume you want? Networking and soft skills aren't extra, they're the whole game. You want out of enslavement? You need allies. You want to lead? Learn how to negotiate, to speak, to stand out, and to connect. The world is designed to keep you compliant. Don't stay compliant, get connected. So here's my real question. Are you going to sleepwalk into the future or wake up and start building real human connections that outlast job titles, outmaneuver nepotism, and rescue your purpose from obscurity? You and I know the system isn't going to hand it to us. Let's take it back together. Start now, speak up, show up, connect. And if you need company on that journey, you're already in the right place. This is what the IGC GATE is about. Not a gate that keeps you out, but a gate you open, step through, and then hold wide for the ones coming behind you. Let's be the generation that breaks the machine, not the product it spits out. Let me pause, just you and I, and ask one last honest question. What's really driving us? As we push for success, chase status, and build networks, have we paused to remember our true purpose and the higher values that anchor us, even when the world tries to turn us into machines? Islam offers you and me a bold, timeless reminder. Our lives aren't just for worldly hustle. In this world of competition, pressure, and uncertainty, Allah calls us to something deeper, something that gives real meaning to every moment we connect with others. First, let's challenge ourselves. Are we building relationships that are just self-serving, or are we striving for genuine benefit and upliftment, both for ourselves and for the people around us? The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, didn't just teach us the mechanics of good manners. He embodied the power of building people up. Whoever relieves a Muslim of a burden from the burdens of the world, Allah will relieve him of a burden from the burdens on the day of judgment. And whoever helps ease a difficulty in the world, Allah will grant him ease from a difficulty in the world and in the hereafter. And whoever covers the faults of a Muslim, Allah will cover his faults for him in the world and the hereafter. And Allah is engaged in helping the worshipper as long as the worshipper is engaged in helping his brother. Jamia at-Tirmidhi 1930, classified as Hasan good by Imam Tirmidhi, and authentic according to the scholars, with the chain as narrated by Amash from Abu Saleh from Abu Huraira. This hadith correctly emphasizes the importance of helping others and relieving their difficulties as a foundation for mutual support and mercy, which is very relevant for the idea of building soft skills and networks based on generosity and collaboration. And let's talk about honesty. In a world that rewards shortcuts and half-truths, Allah's command remains clear. O you who believed, fear Allah and speak words of appropriate justice. Quran chapter 33 verse 70. The Prophet, peace be upon him, warns us, truthfulness leads to righteousness and righteousness leads to paradise. Sahih al-Bukhari 6094. So when we communicate, whether at home, school, or work, you and I are answerable for every word, every deed, and every impression we leave behind. Gentleness and kindness, that's not weakness, it's prophetic strength. When Musa, peace be upon him, had to confront Pharaoh, Allah commanded him, and speak to him with gentle speech that perhaps he may be reminded or fear Allah. Quran chapter 20 verse 44. The Prophet himself, peace be upon him, said kindness is not to be found in anything but that it adds to its beauty. Sahih Muslim 2594. Are you and I bold enough to stay kind and respectful even when people are harsh or when the system feels stacked against us? Listening, real attentive listening, is worship in Islam. The Prophet, peace be upon him, would give people his full attention, never turning away from those who spoke to him. Sunnah Abu Dawud 4754. How radically different would our schools, workplaces, and hearts be if you and I listened in this prophetic way. Above all, the essence is humility, and do not turn your cheek in contempt toward people, and do not walk through the earth exultantly. Indeed, Allah does not like everyone self-deluded and boastful. Quran chapter 31 verse 18. Every skill, every gift, the voice, the influence, the network are not our own achievements but a trust, amana. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "He who does not show mercy to our young ones and does not realize the right of our elders is not from us." Sunnah Abu Dawud 4943. So you and I must rethink our journey. Networking and soft skills in the Islamic sense aren't about survival in a corporate jungle. They're about striving for ihsan, doing everything with excellence, because we are always in the presence of Allah, carrying taqwa, God consciousness. So we ask ourselves before each word and act, will this please my Creator? Only then do our connections and influence truly matter, when they pull us closer to compassion, justice, truth, and mercy. Today, I'm challenging myself and you to step forward honestly, to build people up, to speak the truth gently, to listen deeply, and to lead humbly. Let's be the generation that rewrites the meaning of leadership and success, not just for our own gain, but as servants of Allah, ambassadors of His mercy on earth. You and I are more than products of this system. We're souls with purpose. Let's make our networks, our conversations, and our influence a reflection of the highest values our faith calls us to. That's the only way to win in this world and for eternity. Thank you for spending this time with me on the IGC GATE Podcast. Remember, soft skills and networking aren't just nice to have extras. They're your weapons, your lifelines, your keys to a future where you call the shots, not the other way around. The system isn't designed to make things easy for you. Nepotism exists, office politics run rife, and the grind can feel endless. But you and I have a choice to sleepwalk through or wake up and build something real, something lasting. Start practicing those soft skills now. Reach out, help others, learn to speak up and listen deeply. Carry yourself with humility and kindness, because real strength isn't about domination. It's about connection. If you want to break free from being a cog and build a life of purpose, you don't have to do it alone. This is a journey we're on together, and this podcast is communities that gate you open, stepping forward and then holding it open wide for the ones behind you. Until next time, this is Zayd Haji reminding you, your future is not determined by your resume, but by the connections you build and the person you become. Show up, speak up, connect, peace and progress.